Good morning. Sorry for all the noise. I'm on the highway headed to some private land. Yesterday was the very first day of deer rifle season in the state of Tennessee. I have never filmed from a deer stand before, so I'm new at this. Forgive me. There's probably not going to be a lot of talking. I'm just going to be really focused on getting a deer. I'm going to try and film as much as I can for you guys. It's a 2-hour drive, typical for like every single hunting spot that I go to. I don't know what's going to happen, but I am thrilled that you are watching. A little bit about the land I'm hunting on. I think it is a old hay field. I'm not sure if it's still active anymore. I know the field gets mowed and taken care of. I'm gonna be in a tower stand. Sight lines of 400 yards. Got 2 does here last year, so unfortunately I didn't get to go and kind of prep the stand or anything or put up trail cams. So I brought one with me today. I'm gonna put one up in case we kind of have a back and forth. In case there's a couple hunts here, we can see what's on the property and see which deer we want to hold out for. Enjoy the hunt. Thank you so much for watching. Consider a like or a subscribe if you haven't already, and I love you. Well, I made it up into the tree stand. Glad to see that my burlap mesh is still here from last year. Really helps disguise me and cuts down on wind. It's about 6:30. Roderick, I think he's got his tent up already. But here's kind of a view of the field. Surrounded by some nice white pines right here. The grass is probably about 2.5 feet tall. So deer are going to blend in, so we got to keep an eye. Here comes the rain. Well, it rained for about an hour. We got sufficiently wet. Definitely cooled the temperatures off a lot too. Wind picked up quite a bit, which can be a good thing. At least we know where the wind's going, and from the grass blowing, it's really easy to see where the wind is moving, so y'all stay tuned. So I saw a doe, but 2 things were wrong. By the time I spotted it, she was already running. Second, I would have had to shot through all those trees right there, and I don't think I had a shot even once. She scampered into the woods. All I saw was whitetail. But the rain and the wind has picked back up again, so we're just gonna hunker down and keep our eyes open. Roderick just asked me to check behind him because he hears something close. I don't see anything yet, but Well, it's day 2. Roderick and I both passed on a really small doe that was walking through the field up here. And then, I don't think Roderick saw the buck, but there was another buck that was following in probably about 20 minutes behind the doe. He was like a little 2-point forky buck, but again, just kind of small. So I passed on him as well. Honestly, he's not much higher than the hay that's growing up in this field, so I let Ben know he was headed over to him, and we just heard a shot. Ben texted and said he did. So I think Roderick's gonna go over and help Ben. I'm gonna keep an eye on the field, keep hunting. Hopefully something a little bit bigger shows up so I can fill my freezer. Ben's going to get his deer. Oh, hey, lighting. Good grief. There we go. Hey, lighting. Ben just drove by with his truck to pick up his button buck. Figure it's time for a snack. Keep an eye on the field. He's going to take off, I think, but I'm going to hunt until probably the afternoon and see what to do from there. Cheers. Deer down. Sit rep. I helped Ben take apart his deer. He is all set, cleaned out, washed out, got the tenderloins out, and he is on the way to drop that deer off to get processed. Roderick and I are gonna hunt for a couple more hours. Glad I passed up on the buck, but it sounds like Ben said that doe was fairly sizable. So I may have to reevaluate what sizes look like, especially in this tall grass, man. Some of it's about 3 feet tall, so if I can see shoulders over the grass, it's a good sized deer. Anyway, let you know what we see when we see it. Bye. I literally just turned off the camera and it sounds like Rod just shot. So we might have another deer here. Let's hope so. Let's go, Rod. He did. He got a doe, but he saw another one. He's about to shoot again, I think. No doubt it was a pretty good hit. He said he shot her up kind of where I'm standing, which is clear. There's a little bit of blood there. And then you follow it this way. You can see it there and there. Unfortunately, Rod saw her get up and start limping, so we're going to stop and give it plenty of time to just go peacefully. Okay. Really, really good blood trail. Super easy to follow. Followed it for, I don't know, this long. I'll put it on the screen. I laid waypoints so I could see the track, the path that it went, and so we could see how long it ran for. Roderick thinks he got it right in the shoulder, maybe right behind the shoulder, which is perfect, but this deer has run far. And we may have got up a little too soon, waited about 20 minutes, ended up bumping it. So it hopped up and ran a little ways, tracked to the edge of the property, and Roderick is sitting at the blood trail while I'm gonna go knock on some doors, see if we can get permission to track onto the next piece of property. Stay tuned. So, kind of a sticky situation we're in. We've tracked it, I don't want to say a mile because it's slow moving through the woods, but probably a half mile to the edge of the property. Hey there, wind. I went ahead and drove around and found the owners of the property and asked if we could track onto their land. It's just two little girls and they say the parents aren't home. So they recommended us go to the people next door. Problem is, we don't know if the blood trail goes straight through their property or turns. Roderick thinks that it turns once it hit the field, and it may have come back on the property. So he is going to follow the property line to see if he can find any more traces of that doe. Otherwise, we aren't able to track the blood trail onto the property to find out the exact route that it took. It might be worth, before we leave today, going one more time to see if Mom and Dad do get home. But at this point, Roderick's out there kind of just walking around, seeing if he can find any indications of that doe. Solid trail for a good 500, 600 yards, just constant drip. So hopefully he finds it. I'm gonna walk around the property as well, see if there's any more. I'll let you know if something happens. Whew, looking a little flush there, David. I came back and did a lot more hunting. I loved today. I wish we would have found Roderick's deer. We are gonna go over and see if the landowner is now home and we can ask permission to follow the trail again. But you know, at the end of the day, we got out here and we worked hard and we didn't quit. And if I didn't have to work early morning tomorrow, man, I'd be at it again tonight. But for now, this is day 2. Got some action in, got some deer on the ground, and we are working. We'll get you something more soon. Thank you for watching. In conclusion, we didn't find that doe. It's really unfortunate. I don't want to say it went to waste because something is going to eat that deer out there. We did end up talking to the property owners, and parents weren't home, and if I was a parent, I can't say that I'd do anything differently. If I had 2 little girls home alone, number one, if you're home alone and parents aren't home, guardian present, don't tell them you're by yourself. Just tell them they're busy and they can't come out. I think that's the number 1 takeaway. But number 2, like I said, I can't say I'd do anything different. I wouldn't really want people on my property when my little girls were home alone. So really unfortunate. We could not find any other tracks. Roderick went around the entire perimeter of the property looking for any blood or sign that he could find. But it's just one of those things where we may have bumped it a little bit too soon. Might have been hit a little far forward, but these things happen. You hunt long enough, you're going to run into things like this, and it's unfortunate, and it's too bad we couldn't go onto that land and keep following the blood trail, but we couldn't. We did everything we could, and it's the best we can do. So unfortunately, I contracted a cold. It's not corona, but I have been at home cooped up for a little over a week, so I haven't been able to get out hunting and do some more hunting videos. I'm dying to. I'm actually planning to tomorrow. I'm about 90% better, but the itch is too severe, so I'm gonna get out there tomorrow, hopefully get some more content to you guys soon. I gotta get a deer, I gotta fill my freezer, I gotta feed my family. So stay tuned, thank you so much for watching, and have a great week.